And so now we move on to the fourth and last panel for today. Just at the end of the panel, we'll give a little 15 minutes to Sergeant from Enga, who was not able to get on this morning. But now we have the panel for the survivors' experiences of sorcery accusation-related violence. And we've got three people. Unfortunately, Regina Are, who's on the program, she's unavailable. But I hope Beverly is available, and Evelyn and Jeppy Motikai. So if you're there, Beverly, could you come up on screen, please, and let us know that you're available? Beverly, could you? I think you were going to be coming up from Wewak. Is Beverly Kudu there? No? Is anyone there from Wewak? Divine Word University in Wewak? No. Okay, well then we'll go straight then to I think Evelyn and Jeppy, you're both there in Jiwaka at Voice for Change, is that right?
Evelyn is here in Goroka, so yeah.
Okay, great. Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Please introduce yourself. Yes, I can't introduce you. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name is Evelyn Kunda, and I am from Chimbu, a small district called Gambo. I am a co-worker of Dr. Paul Wolfram from New Zealand. So I will speak in Pidgin, and I know that some of you will translate in English to have a in the panel. Okay? Will it be okay?
Yeah, me all right. And me believe like I remember, you know, this experience no good you've been this him. That's all. Who's already been helping you? Who's already been supporting?
Me work one time Catholic Church organization ministry blog family life. Now then Cafe Women am supporting me. So now when Dr. Paul come na midlife work one time na am supporting me too. So me bagolo this la topic blow experience blow me what territories do survivors identify as the most important in addressing sorcery accusation related violence. So one plus big plus something I mean look him blow experience blow me is the safety. Number one, safety. Blong old man Mary. All survivors all need him now. And then accommodation one. Accommodation. And then protection or security. All needing money, food, clothes, and medical help. So this line big plus something survivors me play look long all. Now me play help him all. Number two, confidentially where is cigarette. Me play no not talk out lo man Mary all sem. Only stop lo this lahap, only go lo this lahap or this la nogat. We keep it secret. During lo this la time when me play give him all secret, we give counseling, advice, and guidance. We give to them. Then number three, we respect them. Sharing, giving, and me play make him now. So only need him help with prayers. And then protection. They need quiet time for themselves because all traumatized. Now all stop one time pray. Only not to talk one time, one plaman or Mary, no. So we still stay with them, help them, encourage them. Number four, no discrimination. Me plan on not giving backside, talk nungut long all, no, nothing. We just stay with them. No criticism. So me play God respect. We respect them with helping, love, care, and protect with trust so that they can trust us and we can trust them. How am all survivors and me play making? Time walking got tough. It's hard to talk, but me play not making, me no not making, so me play referring to high authorities. Like, I am not fit to handle it, so I can transfer it to Cafe Women's Association, where they can help me support. And then if they did this one and they can't do it, they send it to sexual violence or police station. So this la M1 plus something where me looking very hard not making. So number 2 question. What has helped or made the experience worse? What has helped or made the experience worse is that they need safety, medical help, because when they are around, the accusers came and fought with them, or fight one time all, broken lekam long all, make him kind long all. So me play trying best to help him all or secure safety for them. Long help him and through lo experience from me. So sometimes I kept them in my house, counseling them, then home visit. So this la here 2018 to 2020. We counsel him 102. Man M40, Mary M62. Protect him all, guide him all, help him all to move out. With help of Cafe Women, we play help him 59. Man 10, Mary 28, children 21. Sampler me blind on up talk. Planty belong all mental health and only need him, illness, only need him. So me play go home visit. Help him all. Because me blind on up accommodate him all. The house blow me play. Now I have 5 accommodate him all the house blow me. Because we have no safe house. So how can we solve this problem? Through long help, Cafe Women all working awareness all help us. Now look out him all widow mama, all pikinini traumatized long all. Lucy all one time this la Sorcery Accusations Related Violence, all pikinini roundabout. We play help him all, cancel him all lost street. Lost street as all. So needs counseling very important. So we did a counseling. So silence me face him. I have no place for them to accommodate those survivors. So this is the challenge that we face for survivors to help them. So thanks very much. And I would like to thank the program coordinator, Dr. Merinda Osti, and the team who organized the conference and allowed me to join the program. And also, I would like to thank the Oxfam for allowing me to come in and join the conference room and program for funnel for Blomi. So that's all, and May God bless you all and thank you very much.
Thank you, true, Evelyn. Mami, working little shortly talk English long, something you've been talk long in.
Okay.
Overseas all the Yarima, you know, Papua New Guinea as well.
Okay.
First, you've been talking about how you need resources, you need prayer, you need protection, you need quiet time because people are traumatized. You need respect and care and trust. And you need also to have links with other organizations that can help, like Cafe Women and organizations like that. And you've mentioned Oxfam too, huh?
Yeah.
And what had helped you? Well, one of the first things was to do with safety, yeah? And you gave some amazing figures about how many people you've been caring for, men and women and children. You gave some figures like Cafe Women there, looking after 10 men, 28 women, and 21 children.
Yeah.
So, you know, huge numbers of people that you've been looking after, and now you're accommodating 5 people in your house now.
Yes.
And how to solve it, you were talking about awareness, how important that is, and the importance of counseling. So, in short summary, I think me give him straight on, sorry. Not with me, something me lose. So, thank you, True. Now, you, by me looking something more tomorrow. Paul, by giving him talk tomorrow too, huh? I think in Facebook you're going to be looking too long something in working tomorrow. Yeah.
And by giving plenty information, Blomilo you.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah, thank you.
So stay there, and I think we can move now to Jeff Mordecai, who's at Voice for Change, I think, just down the road from you. In Jiwaga, yeah, over the mountain. Is Voice for Change, are you there? Hello?
Yes, me plus stop.
Yeah. Yeah, is Jeff Mordecai there? Hello, Lily.
Can
you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
No, I'm the club, but I don't know what I mean by.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Is Jeff Mordecai there? Bit of trouble. Can you hear me?
We don't have much to say. I'm Lodisla, but still I'm become a lawyer and I'm again. Hello?
Hello, Lily.
Yes, can you hear us? You are in Lomi Plan now, huh? Okay, medical. Okay. You can. Wait to start.
Right.
Yes, me play at Motiki, one of our on our panel, one play long all survival or SARV case, and his case hasn't been closed yet. We're still working with him, so I can share him experiences long and lay you plan.
Thank you, Drew. You can introduce yourself, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, viewers, and first I'd like to say thank you to organizers. Made it possible for me to make some of my statements through my survival as a sorcery victim. My name is Jerry Mordecai. I am a former councillor of Mins Town in Jiwaga province, and also I am attached to police station means as an auxiliary police officer. So I want to make my statement as a victim to sorcery accusation. I was accused by my own family members. They accused my small brother for practicing sorcery and killing another small boy and eating up. So that was an hidden behind my UK deed, and I will lend mess of more than 20 hectares. So with that in mind, they thought about spoiling my name and they want to displace me out of my area and want to take over of my land, and all this kind of problem have been in mind. So they have accused my brother as a sorcerer. So there was a small boy went missing some 6 and 5 weeks ago, and the matter was reported to Minsk police station. After when police follow up of the complaint to a mountain village, the village people who have a hidden motive, they have accused one small brother of mine and identified him as a sorcerer. When police went over to the community, they handed over the small boy to him, and they have coached him to mention my small brother's name. They have coached him and said, if you don't mention Mordecai's brother Dixon Kawa in the police station, we will chop your neck off. So that was a threat to another small boy. So when he came to the station, he had mentioned my brother as a sorcerer. But instead of police working, doing further investigation into that complaint or matter, the next day they arrest my brother. So then in the public, they announced that this small brother of the Minsk town council and the policeman, or police, have been involved in sorcery and killed that other small boy. So all sorcerers have been eaten up. So that's where they paint and back picture or accusing my brother. So from there, after some 2 or 3 months time, the police case file had been dismissed due to not enough evidence. But then of these people of my own family who have hidden motive have taken another step, and they were collaborating with a small boy who have been missing, and they have told them to give us demand compensation of 90,000 plus 50 pigs. So then when they have given demand, they have never supported me. And they collaborate with the other people, and when we never paid the compensation when I was away in Mosby in 2017, they've organized in the night and burned down all my family's house. And all my families were displaced all over. So finding refugees in everywhere. So when I came back to Minsk, they were already there, and there were a group of more than 50 people were already there. So when I came down from the bus stop, they attacked me, and I was hospitalized for a week and 2. During that time, they mobilized the manpower, so they mobilized, they chased all my families and my children in schools. They missed school, class. All my families have been displaced all over. So the main victim of this accusation was my wife, and my sisters and my daughters been victim, and my brothers have been victim. So we've been victim during all this time. They've been victim, they've been displaced, and we have nowhere to go. I was hospitalized, and even if the policeman never follow up or even never went and do any attempt to protect me, because they were the cause of that problem, never investigated properly the complaint before they arrest my brother, and then later, after investigation, they found out that there was not enough evidence. So the policeman was another fault, the cause of I'm being the victim. So all of this problem, I have seen that all my kids have been mistreated, and went to class, they've been intimidated and threats, and all these accusations, they've been following all my parents, and we have nowhere to go. So lately we find out that we have no hope, no family to help us. So after a year later, the Office of the Voice for Change came and rescue us by bringing all my families into the yard, and they're counseling us and advise us, and then from there we have strength, and then they have bought us a 1 hectare land worth of 5,000, 6,000, and they brought us together in a land where we have our own houses, and we have set up buildings, and we were there. Our own land, the foreign land, our own land was been took over by my own family. So now I'm residing in the land where the Westward Change had bought for us. So we have faced a lot of problems, and I see all my kids are now not in school. We have faced a lot of school fees problem, and all my girls have been married. So and this is a very big problem, and it can affect a lot of people, and it can cause a lot of death. But as for me, I have a lot of wonders who have so they have helped me to survive. And now I was changed. Now it's look after me. Tonight I want to make some recommendations, a few recommendations. Recommendations before the full force of the law. They have from them, and they will do the same kind of thing to other people living in socialists. So that's another. The police have to arrest them. Okay. Another thing I want to mention is also that when police officers want to arrest somebody by practicing sorcery, they have to investigate probably and find out the facts before to arrest. Because for my cases, it's the fault of the police. I can still blame that the police are the cause. I am being affected. Okay. I want to see that. That's another. And finally, I bring back. Staying outside somebody else's land, I will have to make all the time the sorcerer, and the people will always accuse me. But I want to go back with my family to my own land, which my own people, they are aware that they are telling lies to the public, so they will know that they will have no other ways. But I just want to come back to my own land. I can't leave the land for these people to use it. I want myself to go back to my own land. I need a court assistant to get my family back, because I have more than 14 sons and six daughters, and all these families, generation after generation, 4th to 5th generation, will be victim, will be affected by the sorcery accusations. So we want to move back to our own land to reside and do our work and look after family. So that's all I have to say. And thank you, viewers, for hearing my small experience. I have sorcery accusation. Thank you.
Thank you. we're having a little bit of trouble with the internet there through this time, Lily. It's cutting out a bit. We missed a bit of what Jeff said. But I'm just wondering, do you have anything you want to add on your advice for the survivors?
I think one of the last recommendation Jeffy mentioned about him wanting the support to return back to his land, because in the highlands, the land belongs to the son. So he's been out as a CDP internally displaced person for a long time, and he wants to return so that his son can access the land. And the longer they're outside, they will be losing their land. So it is a genuine and a very big problem that he's faced up with, that he wants to go back to his land with his family.
Okay. Well, look, I think we've heard from him now, and we've heard from Evelyn. Is there anyone that wants to else wants to say something before we finish this session today? In terms of the survivors, are there any other survivors who are with us, or maybe someone like Anton or Sister Lorena, who deals so closely with survivors, would have something to say?
Yes, Phil, if I can, I just would like to say something in the name of my survivors. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I would just like to say that all my survivors, the one we were able to integrate and the ones who are still waiting for integration, they all have the deep, deep desire to return to their own land and to their own family. Right now, you have done, Phil, you have done the study on Christina Bakome, and you know that she was just diagnosed 1 week ago with leukemia. And we are really worried that she is so strong on getting her rights, and that this has such an impact now on her health. And since we are also on the survivor, talking always on a holistic approach, the integration back to their own land, to their own family, to their own relatives is so extremely important. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's true. Is Anton Lutz around still? Would you have anything to say, Anton?
Thank you, everyone, for your amazing contributions. I think my only thought that's coming to mind at this moment is that we need to be taking our mental health of both our survivors and their families, but also those of us who are working in this space. We need to be learning more about that and what trauma does to us, and what it, as caregivers and as people who care about this. And it's a very serious issue. And like, people who have experienced major trauma in their lives are 5, 10, 20, 50% more likely to be hospitalized later in life and to die early, and all these kinds of things. And it's not simply SARV violence that traumatizes people, but there's endemic violence throughout the society that is having negative impacts on all of us. So these are just some of the things that we need to continue thinking about. And Papua New Guinea in particular has very limited understanding of mental health issues, and very low capacity for dealing with any of them. We have one psychiatric institution in the country, but we have thousands, tens of thousands of people who need help with counseling and psychiatric evaluation and all of that. So it's a huge area that we probably all need to continue educating ourselves about and being careful about, and responding with empathy for all of our victims that we come in contact with. So keep up the good work, guys.
The battery is really low.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Anton. You're someone who has spent so much valuable time and effort with survivors that it's something that I really admire. Look, we're getting near to the end of today, and this morning, Sergeant Ebenezer Nili, who's the PPC from Wabeg, very important person, came in all the way from Wabeg, and he has to go back because the Prime Minister is going to be there next week. I'd just like to give him a chance to speak for a few minutes. If you can get near a microphone, Sergeant Ebenezer. And maybe you can link it in what you're going to say to the survivors. What are the police doing in Enga in terms of the survivors? Because you have so many cases that you've encountered. Would you be able to say something now, please, Sergeant Ebenezer?
You can speak now. Okay. Ask him. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What is your experience with?
Okay, thanks. Sorry?
What sort of experience have you had as the head of police with survivors of this SARV and Enga?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate and I say thank you for inviting me to share some of my experience, both in rescuing and arresting of perpetrators in my province. First, I am not sergeant, but chief inspector, Ebenezer Nili.
Sorry,
and I am the provincial police commander for Enga province. To start with Enga province, we don't have this called sorcery. Sorcery is a thing that is normally practiced in the coastal areas and some other parts of the islands region. But in Enga, we were recently caught by surprise. Maybe we had rumors that some ladies went to some of these islands provinces to buy themselves some kind of herbs or some kind of things that they will put into the food stuff or tea and then give it to their husband so that their husband will stay with them for the rest of their life rather than marrying 2 or 3 wives. But then it turned out the other way. They got this herb or thing and then they turn themselves into all kinds of animals and go around taking out and all these kind of rumors floating all over Enga. And it caught all of Enga by surprise because we don't have this till to this day. We have never heard of it. We have never experienced, and this is the first time. All we know is when one dies, we know that it is from a sickness. So when we hear that sorcery accusations everywhere in Enga, we got a couple of members, a couple of us working together in the likes of Tanda and the rest who normally work with me. We go around and lodge and all that. What we did, we have rescued so many. But before I come for my the police challenges in policing sorcery accusation related violence in Enga, policing part is it's really difficult. The knowledge of the amendment or the enactment of the law that deals with the sorcery perpetrators, accusers. The recent law that came into force. I, for one, for those of us that go into the front line and effect arrest, if one is successfully convicted, I know that the amendment version states that if one is convicted, he must be sentenced to death, not life sentence, sentenced to death. And I believe that if one handgun is sentenced to death upon enough concrete evidence, that will spread a great news across the entire province. And people will exactly know that there is law and what they are doing is illegal. Because we don't have this kind of practice by our ancestors, people tend to believe that this is real. Someone take the life of one and then, get all these things. But this is all, just a belief. So for police to move in, we need awareness, logistical support, and finance. Government must put money where the mouth is. Resources must be given to these hardworking groups, NGOs, police officers that will effectively make the movement of police officers on the ground before anything else happens. I just want to give an example. About 2-3 years ago, at one time while I was in the office, at that time I was the police station commander. My PPC called me and then told me that there's a sorcery about 10 kilometers away from Wabe at Terramanda that I need to immediately gather the police and rescue. I took 8 policemen with me. We went to Terramanda and then we went further into an unused road, put our car there, and then they told us that the locals took 3 ladies and brought them down to that big river and told them to walk on the water. If they walk on the water, then they are believed to be sorcerers. And if they happen to sink, then they will be innocent. And then I thought, the only person that can walk on water is men above and nobody else. And I told my troops, it is not time for us to wait. We'll have to go down to the river. On our way, the ladies were met there, and we were 8, and about 300 to 400 youths, men of every age, all surrounded the 3 ladies. And then to our surprise, there was a dead body in the middle among the crowd where the 3 ladies were sitting. And then said, so are you police? I here as one of those team members of these 3 groups, because in Enga, they said that the sorcerer, they have their own soldiers, they have their own police, they have their own vehicles, they have their own chopper, they have everything. And the locals thought that we were one of their police who came to rescue them. And I openly spoke to them. No, we are not of them, or we are not of you. We are here to protect life and property. And then while we were there, they chopped down trees and blocked off our passageway out. So about 3 o'clock, we left Wabe town. We went there, started negotiating. And then the group leader among them said, no, you won't take the 3 ladies out unless the 3 ladies return the heart of the man who was living in the middle. Then you can release the 3 ladies or take them out. The guy laying on the ground in front of us was dead. how could the three ladies raise him up? All right. And then we was, negotiating each other to make sure that the three ladies must be rescued. We were there till 6, even to 7 and 8 night. They were so strong that they really want to, this time they really want to kill the three ladies and told us to leave. And then I said, I will die. First, you kill me first, and then my 8 policemen, and then the three ladies put their bodies on top of our body. So we stood there till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10, 11, 12, midnight. We got hungry, so hungry, but we can't do much because our pathway was blocked as well. And then somehow the good Lord intervened and gave an idea to one of those accused. And then he got up and said, okay, you take the dead body together with the three ladies to the police station, and then you can give directive to the three ladies to raise the dead body, and tomorrow morning we want to see our dead man sitting on a bus coming to our village tomorrow. Seemed like funny, but then I thought there is no other way, and I said, okay, good, thank you. I will give directive to the three ladies to raise the dead. So we put a dead body in my police vehicle together with the three ladies. And then about 2 o'clock early in the morning, we took the dead body together with the three ladies down to Wabe police station. At the back of my mind, I thought that that's it. I have rescued the three ladies. All right. When we took the three ladies down to the police station, we put the dead body on the table where the the duty counter is, and then I locked the three ladies in the police cell for their own protection. And early in the morning, I made arrangements and sent them to some safety places, and then sent words to the villagers: you come and pick up your body, or else I come and drop it in your village. They had no choice, but they knew that they were at fault. So they sent some youths, came down to pick up the body, and they went back to their village. The three ladies did receive some form of torture on their body, but not to that severity. So they were sent to Goroka, Oxfam, and then maybe for a month they were kept there and later released. All right, there is one of many rescue missions I have done and awareness conducted in Enga. The question is, what are the challenges in policing sorcery accusation related violence in my province? Well, the knowledge of the amendment, as I have stated earlier, that needs to be informed formally to all the people. A lot of them, they don't know that there is a law. They think that they can do anything. No, we must tell them. We must go into all the hamlets, all the villages to inform them of the new law that is existing. Section 299, subsection 1 of the Criminal Code Act calls for murder. But the latest amendment, it is also 299, but sorcery, the word sorcery, anyone being killed directly or indirectly by means of accusation of sorcery, penalty is sentenced to death. That must be formally informed to the people. To this date, only few of us know exactly what that law is. The rest, because we are not making enough awareness. Secondly, we are logistically down with resources. If the government can decentralize financial powers to the police, provincial police commanders, and effectively resource us with resources like vehicles, computer, training, all these resources. The police force, we need all this. You can 99 times pointing finger at police for not doing anything. You must know that this is a new epidemic that is eating the core fabric society that we are living in. We need to do something immediately or it is too late. People are dying. False accusation. Community knowledge of the law relating to SARV is equally as important. Many members of the community are yet to fully acquaint themselves with the law, and they appear ignorant and thereby take law into their own hands and not report matters for police or medical officers to deal with such allegations. Awareness is being done to inform or educate public on this. Security or protection of witnesses or the victims. One very common question that is in the mindset of all victims is, if I go and report to police, after reporting the matter to police, where will I go? That is the question that is hanging in the minds of all the accused, the victims. So people go reporting to police. Now when people come back, finish. Why you go report to police? So having this in mind, they don't come and report. That's one. The second one is when the accusers capture the victims, and a lot of them saying we got enough evidence. And the question that they ask the victim is, you kake lewa this man. If you took out the heart of this man, what is the answer that you expect, the accuser expect from the victim? The simple answer is, why yes? Because being fear of their life, that answer yes just comes up, just pops up. Because the moment she said no, she's dead. So in order for her to be released, yes, I did it. Yes, I ate. Yes, I took. This is the wrong mentality. Because the accusers, they don't expect any other answer. They directly or indirectly ask that question just to get the word yes. There is a lot of victims in England, or maybe other parts of the islands as well. We have these people coming up and say, yes, we got enough evidence. The lady admits that she took the heart. I, for one, I disagree with this. When I went to a village called Kaya, when they tortured one of the ladies there, I took out the priest for SARV parish. Both of us, we went early morning, 8 o'clock. They said they are interrogating her. Which part of Kayak were they interrogating? I took soldiers as well. Says all the areas couldn't find. They took her to another secret location and burned there. And lately we heard that they had a reconciliation with the relatives of the victim and the accused. In front of the priest, in front of the PPC, they did this, which is not, I really against, and I really, could not elaborate better on that. This is something inhuman. The entire community who lives under the shadow of all the churches surrounded in the community, you know, they tend to declare themselves as Christians, and now that they took the law into their own hands, which is not good enough. So we need all these things, the resource for quickly intervention and effect arrest and then rescue the victims. Thirdly, every province must have a safe house. We cannot continue to send the victims to Goroka Eastern Islands all the time. Mendi, or even the group or NGOs that work with us took them to their own residence, looked after them for 3 to 4 months, 5, 6 months. This is uncalled for. We have to put the money where the mouth is. Build huge safe houses. We shelter them. There must be a budget of its own to cater for this. That is where I see. Logistical support is very essential in the fight against SARV offenses. Many of these crimes are committed in areas where there is no road link or that the vehicles are needed to travel to remote areas to attend to SARV issues. We do not have vehicles, as I speak, to attend to this new trend of crime that is occurring in our provinces. Some areas where SARV offenses are committed are accessible only by chopper or fixed wings like Maramuni. We don't have road access. Like Ewa, I have been there rescuing 4 ladies with loots. We went there, spoke to them. We took a week, talked to the people to leave this, and then we rescued the 3 ladies, and later we returned. That area is only accessible by fixed wing. And of course, we set up office settings in all the police stations, sorcery desk. All these things, we need them for effectively and efficiently carry out this awareness and effectively arrest perpetrators. And the 2 things that is happening is, you know, police can move in using force to rescue perpetrators and arrest. 1, 2, we can use the relationship through community policing, that through communication we can rescue and eventually effect arrest on perpetrators. These 2 methods are working, but we need enough resource to, you know, support the work of the police. I'm prepared to get questions and answer if any questions to be asked. That is my presentation this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you. Certainly, if you weren't there, you know, the situation in Inga is very difficult, but if you weren't there, it'd be even more difficult. I think they're very fortunate to have someone like you as BBC to be able to do those rescues that you've been talking about in a way that probably other people wouldn't be able to do. So, and I've seen some of that at first hand. Thank you very much for your sharing with us today. I'm sorry that this morning it was difficult, but it's good that we've had a chance to hear from you this afternoon before you have to go back. I believe Linda is asking if she can say something. I see she was putting her hand up there. And also I'm a bit concerned about Pastor Larry. Will you be here tomorrow, Peter Larry? I hope, and you can join us tomorrow. But Linda, are you around?
Yes, I'm here, Professor.
You said you had something to say. Is it?
Yes.
Just one point.
Yeah.
We're all tired.
Yes, I know. I know you are exhausted. There was no lunch. We went right through. So it's just a small comment. I very much, by the end of tomorrow, this is my perception, how I want to see it end. Currently, we are discussing SARV, which is the issue. And hopefully through these issues, we are trying to find out how it's been addressed and to obtain some solutions. By the end of tomorrow, I want to go back with something that I can take with me. That's my comment. Almost everybody is talking about how they are responding to SARV. There's been a few conversations about prevention there. We had integration. So I would like to go away with something. This is just for those who are facilitating this workshop to bear in mind. I want to go away, take away something with me tomorrow. Thank you, Professor. Back to you.
Thank you, Linda. Actually, there's been a lot of very good things coming through on the chat section of the internet here, and we've been noting that, and it will be available. We will be saving everything. People have been sending in ideas all the way through, while others, including yourself, are speaking. There's people commenting in writing on our screens, so we're able to see that. It's going to be saved as a video file, but it's also being is shared on Facebook with people all over the world today. What you've just said is probably being heard by people in America and England and Africa and including Papua New Guinea. We'll later on hear how many people have been connected to us on Facebook today. I don't know how we find that out, but someone will tell us how many people we're linked to this afternoon. Do you have it there, George? How many people are we linked to? How many? 1,000 plus people are following us on Facebook today. 1,000 plus people have been listening to what you've said. You'll let us know tomorrow what that plus is. Yeah. So look, we're coming to the close today. It's getting near 3:30. We've had people. I really appreciate very much our IT people and some of the students here at Divine Word who started off very early this morning. In fact, the IT people were working late last night getting the place ready, setting it all up. And we've had students working here today, typing everything that's being said. They've been typing and writing and so on. We've had quite a team here making sure that there will be the sort of follow-up that you're asking about, Linda. So I'd like to thank those who have traveled, like, for instance, some people who traveled yesterday, quite long distances, to be able to be here ready today. But I think we'll be calling it to a close now. You can see that we've done today. We had the difficult panel on policing where the internet was not working so well, but then we heard from Dr. Nimala there in India, and then we had the second panel about SARV and village courts, and then we had Caroline speaking from the UK about her experiences, particularly in Africa with children and the accusations against children. And then we had the session, the panel about reintegration. Following SARV, we had a number of people speaking there of their experiences too of reintegration and the difficulties involved there. At that particular stage, we had 62 people following us on Zoom. There's a few less now. I think some people have got tired. There's only 32 now, but we had 62 at that stage during the day. And then we had Leo Igwe from Africa talking about the International Humanist and Ethical Union work against human rights abuses. And then we came to the survivors' experience of SARV, and we had two people speaking to us. Unfortunately, Beverly Puduk somehow wasn't able to speak to us today. If she shows up tomorrow, let us know. And then we heard also from Chief Inspector Epinis Nili, who came in specially for this conference. So we appreciate everyone who's contributed today. So thank you very much to all of my team here and the different teams in other places. I'm sure you've got a bit of a team there, Miranda, in Canberra. And I don't know who's behind you, Fiona and William and other people. I see Paul Wolfram there, and you're in Wellington, right? Good old windy Wellington in the middle of winter. So, and there's so many interesting people there. Hopefully we'll be able to come again tomorrow. We'll be starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow. We'll do a little recap, and then we'll go into the program tomorrow, where we'll have an even more interesting lineup of speakers.